What is going on, guys? Esoteric Rider here, and in this video I'm going to be going over my tachometer that I have in my 2001 Honda Shadow A750. I've been receiving a couple questions about it and how to go about, wiring one and where I got it. So I got this tachometer. It is a blue LED 2.5 inch face from Dime City Cycles. I'm going to leave a link for everything in the description down below, along with the clamp there. I ordered a thinner one, but it didn't really work as well, so I got that one instead, and it handles a hell of a lot better, holds it a lot tighter, and doesn't vibrate as much. So what I did with the wiring is, you'll notice that it has multiple different colored wires, and if you don't know how a tachometer is wired, the red is the 12-volt power, the yellow is the blue LED, the green is the signal to the actual gauge, and then the black is the ground. So how I went about wiring it is, I didn't want to go and cut any factory wires or do anything, super crazy. So I'll show you how I did that. What I did was, I went down here and grounded the tachometer to that bolt there. I spliced on that little end connector there. And I didn't have to grab any extension wire for the ground. The other wires are a different story. So I bolted it to that, so no matter what direction I turn my handlebars, it's not going to add any tension to the actual wire of the tachometer. And then continuing down in through the cover is the red and yellow. I tied the ends of the red and yellow together and then added extension wire just into one, so I spliced those together to go into my ignition fuse, but I'll get to that in a second. And you can see these red and green wires tucked away and coming down, and that's where I have my green wire leading to, is right in there. I have the bare wire kind of sandwiched in between that blue and yellow there. And what I did was I took it out, and then I just kind of fed some of that copper into the end and then sandwiched it all together so it won't go anywhere. So it's going to give power to the, it's going to give signal to the tachometer. And I didn't have to tap into this wire because, if big pain to tap into that wire and have something go wrong and your bike not even be able to get power or even start. So on the other side, like I said, I have the red and yellow tied together to one long red wire. And so I have that coming through here, tucked away, and then coming down into my fuse box. And let me open up my fuse box here. And then what I did was I tied it to the 10 amp, it's the very last, or second to last, so ignition start, that 10 amp there. And I tied it to the leg of that and then sandwiched it down into the actual terminal so it doesn't tap into any of the other fuses and doesn't draw power when it's, not supposed to be running. And it works perfectly. All the wires are hidden and it powers on whenever the bike's on, and obviously the bike's off, and so is the tachometer, and powers on whenever I flip the key. And that's really all there is to it. It's not really brain surgery. So, I just close up and throw the side cover on, and there you go. And that's really all there is to it. The wires are easy to hide. I got some pretty thin wire, but I mean, it's almost the same gauge as the regular stock Honda wire, maybe a little bit thinner, but of course you can almost go anywhere in any hardware store or electrical store, or even probably on Dime City Cycles, and get extension wire. You only need maybe 2, 3, 4 feet at most. You'll probably get like 6 feet, but I mean, of course you can cut and splice whatever you need. And that's really about it. It's nothing too crazy. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer them as soon as I can. But that'll about do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and leave a comment, and be sure to check out my other videos, my vlogs, and my time-lapse ride. And hit that bell notification when you hit the subscribe button, and check out the Instagram at Esoteric Rider, where I post motorcycle content that you may just so happen to enjoy. But this has been Esoteric Rider. Be safe, ride free, peace out.